Hi guys, I took your advice and I decided to build some of my own kits out of my stash. So I've grabbed a few bits and pieces here. I've got my very DIY boxes of paper and journaling cards. So these they're just shoe boxes that I've divided up. So I've got journaling cards, I've got some papers, I've got my embellishments, my little alphas, some washi tape, and I've grabbed some old Studio Calico zip bags to put all the finished kits in. So let's get started, I guess. I decided the first thing I would do is have a look through the journaling cards and find like a multicolored one that I quite liked. So I'm going to pick this floral because it's just so pretty. And then I'm going to pick out a few 4x6 journaling cards that I think the colors match with it. So I'm just going through my stash and picking out ones that I can see the colors of in that journaling card. So I've got some pinks and some peaches and maybe some aquas. And there's certainly, I don't know that other pink matched. It was just a little bit too cool, so I put that back. And then I'm going to do the same thing with my 3x4s. So I'm literally not being too sort of systematic about it, just haphazardly going through them and picking out ones that the colors matched. So initially I had thought my aim would be maybe 2 or 3 4x6s and 2 or 3 3x4s because I don't use that many journaling cards on my spread. But in the end, I think, and a good thing, I went a little bit crazier with how many cards I put in each kit. I think it'll just make it a little bit more versatile. So those ones were just a few sort of plainer grid cards as well, adding in just to make sure I've got a good selection of like sort of filler cards and plainer cards. And now I'm just going through my alphas and again just matching those colors. Obviously I've got a real thing for aqua. You wouldn't be able to tell, would you? And as well as some alphas. So I've picked out 3 sort of varying sizes as well. I've also grabbed some of those little tiny word stickers because I always love them. And just some enamel shapes that I think might work as well. I loved those puffy stickers, but they just didn't quite work out well. And also some sequins and some little cork pieces. And then as well as that, I thought I might add some washi tape. I wanted a gold one just to tie in a little bit of the gold foil card that was there. And then I wondered about this multicolored one, but when I sort of pulled it out, it didn't really match. And instead I grabbed this aqua floral, which I'm not sure goes, but it does go with the floral card. So I'm going to leave that in there and hopefully that'll work. Then I grabbed my binder of tiny stamps. So these are all my little stamp sets. It is full to bursting. And I was going to pick out stamp sets for each kit that I made, but in the end I just went through the entire binder and pulled out all the sets that I liked or thought I might use, and I'm just going to leave them out and put the binder away, and then I'll use the ones that I don't use this time for the next kits that I make. So essentially that's it. That's my first kit. I'm just going to pack that all up and pop it in one of these zip bags, and that way it's there ready to use. For the next one, when I was going through those embellishments, I found these black and white chipboard stickers. They're really old Studio Calico ones. And I thought it might be cool to make like a really monochrome black and white kit as well as these colored ones. So I'm going to do essentially the exact same thing, but this time I'm just picking up black and white papers and cards. The other one wasn't really white, it was sort of grey, so I put that back in the bin. And I'm just going through, so I've got a few 4x6s and I'm going to do the same thing with the 3x4s, just picking out some black ones, and I'm making sure I've got like a mix of pattern, really white and really black. So it's not all, you know, all super dark or all super light, a real good mixture. Because there's those circle cards in there, I decided to add that circle stamp just in case I want to do a little bit themey. And then the same with the alphas. I'm going to go black and white. So I've grabbed some black puffy stickers and some black and white ones. And then I wondered what it would be like to add maybe an accent color. And I had thought maybe the neon pink, but I thought maybe more versatile might be gold. So I've added those little gold alphas, and then I've got a gold washi tape. I love those puffy hearts, the white ones, but they weren't the right kind of white. So I've added some gold instead. So I've got just a few. And a gold doily just to tie in the gold. Those enamel pieces weren't quite the right colour. And so that is my very monochrome kit. I really like that one. I think that might be interesting to work with. And this time I'm just going to start with the 3x4 cards. I just spread them out and found whichever one took my eye, and it just happened to be the cup of tea. So I'm going to start with that one. But then I found the wow, yeah, okay one, and I wasn't sure that it went with that cup of tea card, but in the end I think it does. So I'm going to use those two as my base. And then I'm just picking out those colors. So I've got sort of, again, teals, pinks, purples. I mean, I don't have a lot of purple journal cards, even though it's one of my favorite colors. So I'm just picking out a few and making sure to get a good variety of those colors. So not all pink and not all purple and not all teal. So those are my little 3x4s, and then I'm going to go for those same colors in the 4x6s, but I also really loved the graphic look of some of those 3x4s, so I added that star transparency, and well, dogs, I mean, it's black and white, but it's going to go with it more than that purple one, and there's always lily photos, so a dog one's going to be really versatile. I loved those pinks, and again I've got a craft, but it's got the pink polka dots on it, so I guess what I'm going for is less of a theme and more just sort of generic color scheme, I guess. But I liked this one because it was all more graphic-y looking cards, so lots of text and words and patterns, polka dots that I really love. And then those pink puffy hearts went perfectly, so they're definitely going in there. And again with the sequins. So a lot of these things I'm also adding in because they're things that I really want to use up rather than just keep hoarding in my stash. I also grabbed some little, and they're not really enamel dots, they're little buttony kind of things, put them in, and a few alphas. So again, I've got a teal, and I had a white one, and a bright pink one, and I didn't think I had any purple alphas, but I have these purple vellum alphas, so I'm going to add them in. And just one stamp set for this one, because again, it's quite graphic, and I grabbed a washi tape too. So that is my third kit, again, super pretty. And again, when I was going through them, I had found these chipboard shapes, and I loved the colors of them. They're a bit softer, a bit more on the sort of peachy, grey scale sort of side of things. So I grabbed a wood grain washi tape to go with that. So I've done it the opposite way this time. I've started with the embellishments that I want to put in there, and now I'm going to go through and pick out some cards that match. So again, teals, greys, and sort of corally peachy colors. That's what I'm going with. So I wondered about the green, but I never really love green. So in the end, it's more a sort of yellow, an ochre yellow. And then with the 3x4s, the same thing. So I am making sure that I'm getting some plainer cards in there too. But I also like ones that are a bit more statement piece, just in case I need some fillers. I probably ended up with way more colours that I don't use in this kit, so it'll be a challenge to use. The reds and the yellow, not really my thing. So the last two stamp sets I'm going to chuck in there as well. And I just wondered whether I might need some maybe plainer cards, just a bit more black and grey sort of colours, just something a bit simpler. And that is that one all done. So I've ended up with 4 great kits, and I'm actually like super excited to use these. So I'm so pleased with your suggestion to do this. It seemed like a bit of an effort, but actually I put all 4 of those kits together in probably 45 minutes. So well worth it, I think. Now I've got 4 kits to use whenever I want, and I actually can't wait to use them. So I'm going to use it this week. If you want to keep watching, there's a couple more videos on screen. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and I'll see you next time. Bye.